G Herbo just dropped his new album titled 25 and I'm here to review it. I'm not gonna lie, I never really listened to G Herbo. I actually never listened to one of his albums. I have no idea what to expect. Being that I live in Chicago currently and he is a rapper from Chicago, I might as well acknowledge him and listen to more of his music. So yeah man, let's go ahead and see what this album is about. Let's see if it's a hit, let's see if it's a miss. Hey, only one way to find out. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, leave a like on this video, and let's get to it.
Master Steve, y'all.
So if you're like me, you don't know who G Herbo is. Herbert Randall Wright III is a 25-year-old rapper from Chicago, Illinois. He's currently signed to Machine Entertainment Group and he released a couple of mixtapes. Welcome to Fazoland, Pistol P Project, Ballin' Like I'm Kobe, Strictly For My Fans. Let me know in the comment section which one of these projects I should check out. Which one of these are your favorite? But not only did he release some mixtapes, he also released a couple of albums. Humble Beats back in 2017, Swervo back in 2018 with Southside of 808 Mafia, and most recently before this last album PTSD, which came out 2020. But here we are now a year later in 2021 with a new album 25. Now some fun facts about this guy here is he influenced by rappers like Meek Mill, Jeezy, Gucci Mane, Yo Gotti, and Lil Wayne. And ever since he dropped out of high school at 16, he never really turned back from doing music. Now just to mention some of the people that he collabed with, I mean it's pretty insane. You see Lil Bibby, which he was very close with. You also got Common, as well as Cocaine 80s, Nicki Minaj, Earl Sweatshirt, Lil Yachty, Dave East. I mean the list pretty much continues. But with this album, he actually expanded that list. You can see 21 Savage, Gunna, the Kid LAROI, and Polo G. I mean the artwork alone on this album just looks freaking phenomenal. So it just makes me excited to actually experience what's on this album.
Wanna see my life a movie, press play, bitch. I done live like 4 lives, let out 4 files.
The way they used the kid's voice and they put it in the sample, that was well done. The production on this song is actually pretty solid. The 808s sound pretty mean, you got the drums not doing too much, but it's giving you that feel and bounce that you want in this track. It's a good way to introduce the album, and it kind of gives a lot of room for really anything, to be honest with you. I mean, he can go in any direction from this point. Is it gonna be straight up him just spitting facts, his experiences, or is he gonna take a whole nother approach, make trendy songs? I mean, it's only one way to find out.
I don't wanna cry no more. I don't wanna cry no more. Sad 2 gun cases cause I'm traumatized. I wanna cry.
Cry No More is not a bad track. I think the beat is pretty good. I mean, it's still simple, but it gets the job done. I do like the message of the song here. Like, no matter all the things I did in the past, I'm done crying. It's over from this point on. I think the message came across pretty well, though I wasn't too much of a huge fan of Lil Tjay's verse. It just didn't really do too much for me.
Yeah.
That classic sample though. That classic sample is mean. Wait a minute.
I ain't even reach all my goals and I'm still shitting on my peers.
I didn't even reach all my goals and I'm still shitting on my peers. Really
that bitch for my brother, pulling from me, what you put.
Hey, that beat is phenomenal. It's just working so well with that sample there. I can rock with this one. This one is solid. I mean, he constantly talks about his come up. He talks about him coming out of those struggles and him kind of reaching new limits. 2018 being his changing point, is his come up, and now even though COVID happened in 2020, he was still above his peers. He's still grinding, he's still reaching new limits. So I like hearing something like this. I mean, this is something I can play in the gym, something I can just jam out to and listen to, just feel motivated just listen to his lyrics, to be honest with you.
Up on they block, popping at the ops. Caught a nigga with his bitch slipping at that, that's on G.O.D. Come get it, cut the sock out.
Hit your bitch with the dick, now she cock out. I got the juice like I'm Popeye.
Yo, 21 Savage is, man, bro, 21 Savage is so freaking raw. And he is riding this beat so well. First off, the beat is phenomenal. The beat is sampled so well. It continues the same sample style that was in Standing Rain. The beat is bouncy. To be honest with you, this is definitely my favorite song so far out of the 4 tracks. This is definitely a 10 out of 10 song for me. The hook itself is killer. It's catchy, but it's not to the point where it's annoying. It's not said too many times. It sounds like a verse. It's kind of flowing and it just fits so well.
Oh, you miss me, I'm in foreign cars now. Ice on the saw me rock a crowd. Had the fans going wild, no bap. Millies, you don't know who you living for. I just don't know why it's.
Hook is pretty solid. I'm impressed with the kid LAROI on this track. I do think that the second verse is way better than the first verse. The first verse just was not doing it for me. I feel like it clashed with the bass line more often than not.
Told Chase one of them niggas rapping is good on the 25.
I like to say life is what you make it, man. When I get the flick.
That gotta be a classic sample. It sounds so familiar. I just can't think of what this sample is. Someone in the comment section help me out. Tell me what this sample is.
Lil Wayne is real hot on my block. Where you get your top pop?
You know, I rock with G Herbo. I really rock with G Herbo. He is really good at telling his story. And just listening to the lyrics alone, you just can't help but to like him in some shape or form. Hearing these stories about how he came up from pretty much nothing, it just tells me that, wow, you know, it's inspirational. I'm glad to see that this guy has came from pretty much nothing to become who he is now.
+5, that's 7, that's the guy, yeah.
These lawyer fees, when we lurking on they block, the chopper speaking porch hot clocks, we got like 20 more.
I did not expect him to come in that way. It just sounds kind of awkward to me. You know, from the way that the beat was sounding, it was sounding like a Pop Smoke type vibe, but then he came in not really supporting the beat, but more so just kind of talking over the beat.
40 seasons, can't believe I beat the streets.
The song has so much potential. I do love what he's saying in his verse, though. The verse is just so draggy and doesn't really support this beat here. Ooh, the sample.
But my heart in the trenches.
I moved on, but my heart in the trenches. Hey, that sample and this beat is so mean. They sampled the crap out of this song. If I was to think about who would flow even great as a feature on this beat, I would say someone like Tupac. I mean, Tupac could just be perfect. Just same vibe as G Herbo, telling his, you know, come up story, telling where he came from, and where he not going back, and then spinning the verse, combining together. I just think that'd be a great combination. I think maybe if Tupac was alive, maybe he would have hopped on this. I don't know. Maybe. I would like that.
Okay. Bitch, I'm rich. What? Rich as shit. Bitch, I'm rich.
This song didn't do it for me.
Remember what happened to the last one? Hop out and smash them, Lil Rowdy blast. I come from praise niggas with wicked skills. 4 nickel ass, yeah.
I personally do love drill beats. I love that Pop Smoke feel when it comes to the beats. I love how they drag the 808s and then it hits back with the low boom. Definitely something you can play for sure in the gym, like, you know what I'm saying, working out, trying to lift, you know, trying to gain some extra 5 to 10 pounds on your weight there.
But this shit ain't easy. I be trying to help them eat, but all these niggas greasy.
I've been trying to help them eat, but these niggas greasy. I do feel like the production was too simple on this one. It could have built to get to where it was, where the 808 came in and the drums were going. And when I say build, I mean more so add in maybe some more orchestrated sounds and some more instrumentation that can really give it more feeling. Yeah, at this point, track 11, I'm starting to realize that some of the storylines are similar to the other tracks. That's kind of why having 20 songs on the album is hard. It's hard to really diversify what you're gonna bring because there's so many tracks.
Frustrated, rain, go away. Now I want 100, cause he is better than me. Hope I live long to see. But
You better sing.
But see, I'll purchase it. Quit the weed, cold turkey, and I threw the perk.
Oh, the sample is so mean. The bass line that's going along with it is so great, and he's flowing perfect. This is a beat that is perfect for G Herbo. I'm loving the piano, I'm loving the bass, I'm loving the sample. It's minimalistic, but it gets the job done perfectly. Hey, this one is good, man. I gotta give it to him. This one is hands down my favorite track. Number 14. My favorite track, hands down, on the album. It just sounds so soulful. I got that feeling just listening to the beat alone and what he's talking about. It just makes for a perfect track.
Snub 7, give him 6, just 11 in his seat, and I'ma do my.
Okay, so for my first G Herbo experience, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. I thought that it could have been better though. I think some of the production choices could have been a little bit more improved. I think that some of the beats could have developed more. I feel like a lot of the beats were more so stagnant. It just kept the same sample throughout the entire track. It was no progression or development within the beats. I do think that his storytelling was pretty good. I thought that he did a great job when it came to him telling of his past life and how he came out of the struggles, and how some of those same past lives are the reasons why he had these certain demands now for not only himself but the people around him and people that came from similar places that he did in the past. I mean, just the simple fact of someone telling a story from where they came from to where they are now, especially when they are very successful, is just very motivating to me. Though at the same time, I do think that some of the storytelling kind of repeats throughout the album. I feel like it could have been a little bit more diverse topics. But at the same time, that's not a deal breaker for me. I did enjoy how he used some classic samples in there, and some of the classic samples that were used were actually used very well. But though at the same time, there were some tracks where the 808s were a little bit flat and a little bit off from the key of the sample. I do think there were 2 or 3 tracks where it could have been mixed a little bit better and more together. And I do think there were 2 tracks where the drums on the beat could have came in a little bit earlier to give it a more dynamic effect. Out of the 19 tracks on this album, I really do love 4 tracks, and those 4 are Top, Whole Hearts, Demands, and Loyalty, with Loyalty being my favorite track. It was honestly the most cohesive song on this track. I think it was the most fitting for his voice, and I think that the verse was just as phenomenal as the beat and sampling. One thing I wish that could have been on this album, maybe there could have been more singing verses, like more of a woman vocalist or so. I think that could have gave a whole different dynamics than what is currently here. But when it comes to the length of the album, I think it is pretty long. I think that most of these songs could have been cut out. Yes, it's 57 minutes, 19 tracks, but it could have been reduced down to really 10 tracks in my opinion. And to choose that 10, it's hard to really say, because I personally only really loved 4. But will I come back to this album? Yes, I would give it another chance. I think I'm interested in, you know, re-listening and discovering other songs that I actually do like, which I didn't like on the first listen. So altogether, giving my rating for this album, I have to give it a 5 out of 10. Again, I'm only giving a 5 out of 10 because there were really only 4 tracks that I really did love, but I do see the potential that this album does have. Let me know in the comment section how y'all felt about the album. Okay, so we have a new artist to check out. The Kid Outlaw just released his new official music video to Run It Up June the 18th, and I'm here to go ahead and review it. Now, a little bit about Kid Outlaw. He was born in Lake Worth, Florida, and was raised by Haitian immigrants on the south side with a family of 5. Now, some of his influences include Tupac Shakur as well as Nas. And one thing I can personally say is you can definitely hear it throughout his music and throughout his wordplay. He mentioned that he went through many obstacles and many struggles, just like many black men in America, and that just tells me that he's a person that has a story to tell.
No more pulling capers.
Off the back, I'm loving the production quality on this video. The beat is definitely phenomenal so far. It's definitely heavy on the 808s, and it's definitely giving that same bouncy feel as well. Hey, I love the way he's riding this beat. It's actually pretty perfect on top of it. It's not doing too much, but it's also doing just enough. I love the way he's flowing on this beat. It gives you like a nice little vibe. It's something you could probably play in the club, just, you know, turning up with your friends. And from an engineering standpoint, it's mixed phenomenally. Like, I feel like the vocals are sitting with the beat, not on top of the beat. Well done there.
Young nigga run them bands up. The kid on ran the check up.
The hook is catchy and it gives a really good balance between the hypeness in his verse and then the chillness of the hook. I am impressed with this track. It did its job. I think it's phenomenal. The beat is very well produced. The hook is very catchy, the verse is very hype, and honestly it makes you want to listen to more of his music. Now, rating this song, I have to give it a 8 out of 10. I definitely do recommend this song. Y'all should check out the full video. Make sure y'all give Kid Outlaw a follow. You can find his Instagram here, and you can definitely find a link to this music video in the description below. Let me know what y'all think. Remember, your only limitations are those of your own mind. Stevie TV out.